Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcast. I'm curious, Joe, with that, we've talked about some of the psychology of how you can approach things, differentiate yourself, why price is not the reason you're necessarily losing sales, but it's how you're approaching it. I'm curious, what's the rhythm that we should be having with our sales? Like, I know a lot of contractors that are only sales and they only hit the pavement and that's what they do. And then I know some that are like, it's very, hey, for this week I'm doing sales and then I got enough projects and I do it. What's like the best rhythm in your eyes for contractors when it comes to sales?
Well, there's a hierarchy in every company, Martin and Khalil. The hierarchy is the brand of the company is at the very top of this pyramid. That we stand for a brand, we ride for the brand. The brand is something that is going to be a legacy that you leave as a company and as an owner and as a salesperson. And it's so the brand is the number one thing. We have to protect the brand to make sure that the quality of the brand is essential. Number two, though, is what the brand is promising, which is sales. So we're always in a sales culture. I believe it's important that we're always looking for opportunities to serve people, which I guess you would call that sales, because we can serve people, but there's a financial obligation that if I do extra service for somebody, that it's going to have to cost more money to do that, right? So so that part of it, even if you're doing an installation during a job, there might be other things that are needed that you shouldn't be afraid to tell people. Hey, just so you know, we could put railings on this deck, or we could add on more lighting to this project, or we could do it more a safety fence right here so your children don't fall off this the structure here or whatever. So whatever it is, there's something we can do. We notice things during the construction process that would be nice to have, but even the workers could notice it. Hey, is there a reason why we didn't get a fence over here? Is there a reason why we didn't get a gate over here? Is there a reason why we didn't get a water shut off over here or whatever? So there's things that people might notice in your workers, and they should be tuned in and connected to the sales team so they could provide that solution. So I think everybody in the company needs to be involved in the sales process. It's not just the salesperson themselves. It's really the company culture has to surround its arms around the fact that this is the lifeblood of the company, the revenue and the profit that we need to handle the chaos of a construction business. I mean, I always say the worst thing I could do to my worst enemy is put him in the construction business without any training, because he's going to be trapped in a job. He thought I owned a company, but now you're trapped because you got all these jobs you got going, and you're not really making money on them, and you're watching money go from one hand to another, and it's not
high risk job. Yeah.
Right. That's it. It's really, that's what my years of experience have. I'm firm on a lot of this stuff. I'm passionate about it actually, because not ruined, but I wasted. I don't want to say I wasted that 24 years, because that was a 24-year education on the next 24 years, right? And that's what I got from the value of that was my education. I got a master's degree in doing things wrong, and then I got a master's degree in doing things right. Does that make sense? I think that everybody, you have to acknowledge that you're not going to do things right unless you find out the wrong way first sometimes,
Real quickly, we kind of went past this, but I'd like to lay it out there. Something in differentiation, something that people could do right now is we talk in other episodes about a positioning document. It's just a little one-page thing, kind of tells how the process works. But in addition to that, when you go out on your bid, you can take your workers' comp certificate. You can take your liability insurance if you do have a license, a construction license, and just present it. And it's a way to induce in your potential customer or bring up the idea that when the next guy comes out and doesn't bring his workers' comp, and they're going, "Oh, do you have that?" We want to go with that first guy who had us covered. You mentioned safety, so. That's something that usually doesn't cost anything to do.
Exactly, Martin. And I think Martin, exactly, not bringing that workman's comp certificate out, but also showing how that workman's comp certificate protects the family and the home against legal action if somebody were to get injured. Like you need to finish the sentence on that, right? It's not just, here's my workman's comp thing. It's like, so what? Yeah, this is the thing that prevents a legal lawsuit from one of my employees if they were to get injured on in your house.
Yep.
I don't know if you know that or not, but if somebody doesn't have this at the right, so we have $3 million on this or whatever, right? Or whatever it would be. This is what we have. We have a $10 million policy on this. So this protects your family in case one of our workers has a nail go through their foot and they have to go to the hospital. And instead of suing your family, they would wind up getting workman's comp from the insurance company.
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody have that? Well, sometimes not. Sometimes people, they just start a business and they haven't talked to their insurance guy. So when you're getting bids, keep in mind, if somebody doesn't have this, your family's unprotected in a way. Does that make sense? So I agree with you, Martin. And I think your quality of presentation of that certificate is the key difference or the differentiation of bringing it with you, but also explaining how it benefits the people in this home against potential disaster that could happen here.
And it doesn't cost you anything. So
you're already paying for it. That's what I'm saying. Most of the things I'm talking about are things you're already doing. Like if you're already doing things to go tell the neighbors that we're going to pardon our dust, we're going to be working here, which is a good move, I think, for any contractor to tell everybody in the area, put up signs or put up yellow construction tape and things like that. You're going to do that stuff anyway. Or, you're going to have a dumpster out here and things like that. So you should, to not tell the neighborhood. And by the way, you might find if I'm always trying to sell things, just going to the neighbors and saying, explaining what you're doing at this house might lead to other projects. Like, we're going to be over here doing an addition on the back of the home. So just so you know, I want to let you know, we have a certificate here. We're going to give you a gift certificate if you want to use it toward any project. Here's $1,500 toward any project if you ever want to use our company. But I just want to say, we want to let you know there's going to be a dumpster out here. So we're going to put cones around it and things like that, so your family's protected. And we just let you know that to give you a heads up on that part. That's something you might do anyway. And I think if you're not doing it, you should say, yeah, why am I not doing that? That you should do that, because that's not only a good move for the safety of the community, it's a good move for the sales of your company, because you're now visiting other people and telling them, we're doing a remodeling in the backyard of this house. If you ever want to do something to your house, here's $1,500 certificate that you could apply for any project you want to do, right? So there could be three things at the same time, Martin. So you're right. Sometimes a good act reverberates throughout the whole organization, Martin. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, might be there, might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.